Dr. Selfridge is here on my live stream for Sunday, September 23rd. And can you all hear me? Okay, I want to make sure my microphone is working. Just check in and let me know if you can hear me. Hi, Fun Time. Hi, Tibby and Chim Express. And Tibby 101 says, yes, you can hear me. Now, I'm playing some special music today. If anyone can name this song, I'll be very impressed. Hey, all right. Tibby 101, great job. Tibby 101 got the right answer. The answer is Blue Train. So Tibby, do you play saxophone or do you listen to jazz at all? If any of you guys listen to jazz or play saxophone, you may have recognized that song. It's called, Tibby 101 plays alto sax. So that song is called Blue Train, and there's a reason I picked that to play for today. So as you know, guys, today is my birthday. So September 23rd is my birthday. And one of the cool things that I recommend that you all do is look up your birthday and see what musicians might have been born on your birthday. There are some very famous musicians that also share my birthday of September 23rd. So I'm going to show you some pictures of famous people born on today, my birthday, and I'll see if you can guess who they are. But right now, I figured I would start off by, I'm going to make sure my music is turned off here. Okay. I'm going to start off by telling you what I did this weekend. I had a really awesome weekend. I was very busy with the band. So did you guys have any events with your band this weekend? Let me know if your band was busy or if you had a football game or a competition. We had a football game Friday night, and we also had a show on Saturday. So the cool thing about this week was in band practice, we finally finished learning our entire show. So we have 3 movements to our show. And this past week, we finally finished learning all of our drill, which is learning our movements on the field. We learned all of our music and drill for part 1, 2, and we finished up part 3 finally. So we performed Friday night for the first time, our entire show. And it went okay. You know, every time you have a brand new show that you're learning, as you learn the new pieces of the show, sometimes things can be a little bit shaky the first couple of times you try to do it. But we had a great show Friday night. Saturday, we had an even better show. We performed at a festival at a local high school, and there were a bunch of other bands there. And at the end of the festival, they brought all of the bands out onto the field, and we had about 1,000 kids on the field from all the different bands. It was pretty awesome. And actually, if you guys aren't already following me on Instagram, my Instagram is at Dr. Selfridge, same for Facebook and Twitter. But I posted a little video on my Instagram of the big finale that we did with all the bands together. Okay. So right here, I'm just going to show you this right here, that we played a big, massive song together. Can anyone name that song? Can you hear it? Good. So that's our massive, huge band on the field playing. Daniel Alonso got the right answer. It's Sweet Caroline. Good job, Daniel. So we had a great time. Aaliyah wanted to know, was this in Port Huron? No, it was in, I don't know if you're asking me that, Aaliyah. We played that. We were in Pennsylvania. We were at Pencrest High School, which is not far from my high school where I teach. It's Garnet Valley. So here's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to show you I'm going to answer some questions first. Then I'm going to show you my guess what famous person that is on the iPad. Are we able to get on the chat there, Dennis? That is on the iPad. Are we able to get on the chat there, Dennis?
Not yet, almost.
Not yet? Okay. Make sure I'm muted there. Okay. So we are now going to get some questions from you guys. Al wanted to know Garnet Valley, right? Yes, I teach at Garnet Valley High School. Let's see here. Some questions. Al is asking me if I can play more baritone. And I will do that. I need to get a baritone. I have some baritones at school, so I'll bring one home and I'll do some more baritone videos for you guys. Let's see. Do I know? Al is also asking me, do I know the song Crazy Train? Yeah, I have a video on that. So Crazy Train is a really fun song. We actually play Crazy Train. It's a tradition in our band. We play it at the end of every game. So I have a video playing it on clarinet. Whoa, that's a little tricky. So you got to go up to the D, to the A, to the B flat. That one I have to do a little bit of a practice on, but that's a Crazy Train. Let's see. Christine says, happy birthday. Thank you. Let's see. Which instrument do I like the best? I get that one a lot. My best instrument is saxophone. That's probably my favorite, although I like all the instruments. I like to play all the different instruments. Probably saxophone's my favorite, then clarinet. I also play flute, but I love to play drums too. That's one of my favorite instruments. So let's see here. Play Careless Whisper. Okay. Random channel wants me to play Careless Whisper. I will do that. And I do have a video on that, by the way. Careless Whisper. Here we go. Zisfi says, happy birthday and regards from Serbia. Hi, Zisfi. There's my little alto sax warm-up. Let's see. Careless Whisper. So Careless Whisper, you play on sax with 2 sharps. So it's like the key of D major / B minor. And I'm going to start on a high C sharp. That's a pretty simple song. Not too much to it. Let's see. How about some questions? That's okay. Can I play the bass clarinet? Crafty Cat Creations. Thank you. And you said happy birthday too. Thank you, Crafty Cat. I can play the bass clarinet. It's the same fingerings as regular clarinet. You have to it's a bigger reed. It's a bigger mouthpiece, and you have to get used to the slightly different mouth position, a little bit more open, but it's very similar to regular clarinet. Maybe I'll get a bass clarinet on my videos soon. Tips for going. Rowan wants to have any tips for going to a music competition. Now, let me know. Are you talking about like a solo? So you're going to prepare a solo on your instrument? Let me know a little bit more about that question, because we do have competitions in marching band and different types of bands. There's jazz band competitions. Okay, so Rowan says, yes, a solo on clarinet. My number one piece of advice is that you make sure you check the guidelines for the competition so you know what you're expected to perform. If you can choose your own solo, you would pick out a solo that fits the competition guidelines and then just practice as much as you can. One of the best things to do that people don't do enough is playing whatever solo you're preparing for an audition or a solo is you practice it, but you also perform it for people. So get your family members, just ask them to sit on the couch and you stand in front of them and perform. Ask your friends to just sit there and listen to you play. And that gives you experience performing, because when you're in the practice room, you kind of it's a whole different sort of mental process of playing for yourself or playing for other people. When you play for other people, there's more pressure, and that little bit of pressure that you feel really tests you to make sure that your fingers really know the notes perfectly. So perform for people as much as you can. Okay. Let's see here. Mandy, what's the instrument I play the best? I would have to say saxophone. Tibby101 asks me, any tips on doing an improvised solo? So jazz improv. Anyone here check in if you have ever tried jazz improv before? Has everyone ever played anything jazz on their instrument or jazz improvisation? Or maybe you're in the jazz band. Playing jazz, basically, if you just know one scale, you don't even need a full scale. You could play a jazz improv solo with just 4 or 5 notes. So if I were to do a jazz solo, like you can do a cool jazzy solo. Crafty Cat says that they have played jazz before. Here's my tenor sax. So I'm going to just show you a little jazzy scale. A lot of people use this scale. It's a minor pentatonic scale. So you just take those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pentatonic means 5 notes. So I'm using C, E flat, F, G, B flat, C. And you can make just a little solo out of that. I'll do one right now. I'm just taking the notes and going up and down, doing some repeated notes, doing some style with my embouchure. So a lot of playing jazz is getting comfortable with breaking out of, a lot of us get stuck in always depending on looking at sheet music to play. So starting to break out of that, get a scale and just start making up melodies, and you start to explore what your own ear is hearing, and you can come up with some cool stuff. That's a good way to start. Let's see here. Some other questions. We've got a lot of people saying happy birthday. Thank you guys for wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate it. Why don't we take this time? We're going to do a little quiz, not quiz, but like a guessing game. Okay. So here comes a guessing game for famous people born on September 23rd. I'm going to show you a picture and let's see if you can guess who these people are. I'm going to start with, oh, his name is right on there, so I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to start with, oh, there's some really cool people born on this day. So September 23rd, does anyone know? Let's see who can be the first person to get this. Who's that? Name this famous person who was born on September 23rd. Who's going to get it? Let's see here. I have to look at my chat. Can anyone name this person? Oh, no one's got it yet. We got some good guesses. Yeah, good job, Nathan. Nathan McDaniel got it. It is Ray Charles. Okay. And sometimes people get Ray Charles confused with Stevie Wonder because they both, well, Ray Charles is no longer living, but they both are folks who play the piano and are blind. But Ray Charles was one of the most amazing musicians and pianists. And he also played alto sax. There's a really cool video of Ray Charles playing alto sax. So you should Google that one. Okay, here we go. Here is the next one. I'm going to give you an easy one. You guys your parents know this person for sure. Okay, who's going to be the first person to get this one? Born on September 23rd, my birthday. Famous musician. It's not Vince Gill. It's not Phil Collins. It is a guy in a blue shirt with a guitar. Good job. But he's got a name. All right, we have a winner. Crafty Cat Creations got the answer. This is Bruce Springsteen. He was super famous in the 80s when I was a kid. He was super famous. And he's still super famous, but he had his big #1 hits in the 1980s. And now he's an amazing musician, has all kinds of great albums out. But that is Bruce Springsteen. Okay, I bet you guys are going to get this one quick. This guy is actually a movie star, and he might be a musician, but he's not famous for being a musician. He's famous for being an actor. All right, who is that? He was born today, September 23rd. Can you name this famous actor? Who's going to get the answer? It's not Will Smith. Danilo, it is Falcon, but who's the actor? Al got it. Al Damey's got it. It is Anthony Mackie. All right. So good job, you guys. That is a famous actor born on this day. And let's see. Of course, the person that I started off my live stream with, there's some great saxophone players born on this day. I'm going to show you a couple of them. This is this great sax player named George Garzone. He is an awesome jazz musician born today. This is Frank Foster. He played tenor sax for Count Basie. He was born on September 23rd. And now here is the guy that I opened up my live stream with. Who is going to name that person? Who's got it? Do you remember? Who is this? Not Kenny G, but he does play the same instrument as Kenny G. Wait, Gavin says not John Coltrane. Yo, it is John Coltrane. This is John Coltrane, okay? He played tenor sax and soprano sax. So there is our quiz show for today. Thank you for playing. Let's get some more questions here. On
questions coming up. It's all happy birthdays.
Oh, are you in the chat now, Dennis?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So I will, if you see something pop up, you just let me know. All right. Okay. Now let's see here. What is my favorite? What is my favorite recent movie soundtrack? Crafty Cat Creations. That's a great question. Here's what I'll say about that, because I don't really have an answer for recent movies, but my school, in our high school band, we're playing a song called A Night at the Movies, and it's all movie soundtracks written by a composer named Alan Silvestri. And, you know, that might not be a name that you've heard of. A lot of people, of course, he's very famous, but he's maybe not a household name. But he wrote so many great soundtracks. Back to the Future soundtrack, Forrest Gump. He wrote the music for The Avengers, and he wrote music for Polar Express, among many other things. So that's a really fun arrangement. It's called Alan Silvestri, A Night at the Movies. Our high school band is playing that right now. Let's see. Dennis, do you see anything interesting coming up?
It's all happy birthdays, and you know, repeat. They still want to know about the braces. That's still a question.
Which one?
About braces and saxophone.
Oh, okay. So I'll repeat this because we get this question a lot, and a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are at the age where braces are a thing. When I was I got braces in high school. A lot of kids get them in middle school, sometimes even elementary school. So yeah, braces can be difficult for to play an instrument, but the long and short of it is, if your braces are hurting, take a break from playing. You can put, there's some like wax stuff you can put on your braces to help protect the inside of your lips. And the main thing to remember is don't get discouraged, because you can keep learning, even though your mouth, your notes might suffer a little bit, might be harder to play, especially for trumpet and brass, all the brass instruments. Stay with it, keep learning your notes and your scales, and then when you get those braces off, you're going to really be able to just get that embouchure back perfectly. So don't stress out about braces. Just take a break when it hurts and keep learning your scales and your music. And when your braces come off, you're going to be just fine. Okay.
And Giselle wants to know, how long have you been playing?
Giselle wants to know how long I've been playing. I have been playing since I started clarinet in 5th grade. And let me do the math on that one. Let me see. So 96. Wow, it's about 30 years. That sounds like a really long time. It's about 30 years. Close. Okay. What else? How can I hit, Matthew, how can I hit the high notes on clarinet? Number one, make sure you are playing with a good embouchure. Number one. Make sure you are using good technique with your hands and you're completely covering the tone holes, and so no air is leaking out and you're not hitting the wrong keys. That's number two. Make sure you've got a good reed that can support your muscles and your air. If your reed is too weak, you'll have trouble in the high notes. That's number three. Number four, use really good strong air. And number five is learn the fingerings. So you learn maybe a low note first. Press the register key, it pops up high. Now, really high, we call the altissimo. We have to learn special fingerings. Like here's a high C, high D, and it goes up from there. So I recommend those things I talked about: your embouchure, your fingers being in the proper place, your air, and having a good reed.
We have a question. If you have children, do you make them play?
Yeah. I don't have any kids, but a lot of my friends, if you have kids, a lot of my friends do, and they will, certainly a lot of my musician friends encourage their kids to play instruments. But the thing with, I'm sure you guys know this with your parents, sometimes you want to take after your parents and do the same things they did, and sometimes you don't. So some kids, if they have really parents who are really into music, maybe the kid wants to play music, or maybe you don't. Or if your parents are really into sports, maybe you want to play a sport, maybe you don't, and that's okay. Kids pretty much, it's great to just try a bunch of things and see what speaks to you and what's your favorite thing to do. But whatever it is, you want to pick something and really work hard at it, no matter whether it's music or school or sports or science or whatever you can think of. Can I do the Syndicate Academy? Can I do a lesson on bassoon? I will be having some more bassoon lessons. I could give some basic lessons on bassoon, but for some really good in-depth lessons, we're going to get some guest teachers, and we'll get a bassoon teacher on here to teach you something, okay?
You have a request to play Havana on the clarinet.
Okay. Is that coming through a lot? Is that a Christine Tudor, Havana on clarinet? I have to remember how that one goes. How's it start? Oh yeah, da 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 da. I think that's how I did it. Let me stand up so you can see my fingers, okay? So I played that in the lower register of the clarinet. You could also take that up an octave if you wanted to. E, E, C, C, A. That'd be. So you could take that way into the upper register or even higher if you wanted to. Really high notes. Eric Wren, thanks. Thanks, buddy. Eric and I went, Eric was in our trip. We went to Europe this past summer. That was a lot of fun. Go back and check out my video on how to play the Wii theme, and you'll see me in Europe. And also last year on my European trip 2 summers ago, I did a vlog from a couple different countries. So check out my videos on my European trip from 2 years ago. Let's see here. A few more questions. We're almost out of time. Yes.
Have you heard about smart music with your students?
Yeah. Do you see who asked about smart music?
Yeah. Athmal.
Athmal. How many of you? Oh, I see it. I see him here. How many of you out there have used smart music? Check in if you've used smart music. Smart music is a really cool program. What it does is you can sign in and you can see your band music on the computer screen, and a little bar goes by and shows you as your music goes by. Helps you keep on track. You can play along with those recordings that you get with your band music. You can, so some of you have never heard of it. Okay, so I recommend you Google it, smart music. Ask your music teacher about it. It listens to you play. The computer can hear your notes when you play into the microphone. And it can tell you whether you played the correct notes. It gives you like little green notes or red notes. It tells you if your rhythm is off, and you can practice with it. You can slow the tempo down. It's super cool. I really recommend it. The Review Gamer says, thank you so much. You've helped me do so many songs. Keep up the amazing videos. You're welcome. I love to hear things like that from you guys because that inspires me to do more. We've got a couple more minutes. I wanted to tell you, speaking of happy birthday, thank you all for all your great happy birthday messages. If you go to our website, gobando.com, which I link to in a lot of my videos, I actually have a download for the sheet music of happy birthday, and I'll put that link in the description for this video. But if you go to gobando.com and you just do a search for happy birthday, you can download the sheet music. You can play it. If any of you have a birthday coming up in your family, you could practice it and play happy birthday. What do we got, Dennis? Anything interesting?
Tommy wants to know, smart music costs money.
Yeah, smart music is a subscription. So I think you might be able to try it like a sample or a trial period. I'm not sure, but it's like a subscription. So it's an online subscription. So check that out. Maybe your band director can help you out with that. Yeah, Afmal says, smart music costs money and the classic is a bit pricier, but it's so helpful. Yep, it is. Let's see here. Getting a lot of requests. Okay. Kawaii Girl asked me how to blow into the flute. I have a couple videos on this, but here's my #1 tip for blowing into the flute. If you're having trouble making a sound on the flute, start with just this part. Anyone know what this part is called? Chime in if you do. Put your hand on the end. Put your lips together. Say M. Keep your lips together and go. Yeah, Bryce got the right answer. It's the head joint. Your lips are together like you're saying M. They shouldn't be tight together. They should be just gently together like you're asleep. Keep your lips together. Push air out through the middle like you're saying the sound of the letter P. Center that right here, right in front of that hole. Blow across with the. If you're not getting the right sound, look at a mirror, make sure you're lined up. All right. That was a quick flute lesson. We have about a minute left, everybody. Thank you.
I want to know how does roll stepping work?
Oh, McTracy, roll stepping. We talked about this when we had our guest on, Mr. Stewart, 2 weeks ago or last week. So roll stepping means when you march, you're not supposed to. Marching is a different technique than just walking. So we have to be very deliberate when we march about making our foot follow like a curve. So your heel goes down first and you curve your foot along the ground when you go. So you shouldn't be flat-footed, stomp, 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 stomp. Because the reason for that is if you have a whole marching band full of people and they're all kind of just either regular walking or stomp, kind of like stomping like this, your whole body kind of bounces up and down like this, and that doesn't look so good with a marching band. The whole goal of the marching band is all of the marching band members are supposed to appear like they're floating across the field. So your upper body should not be bouncing up and down. So with a roll step, you get that nice smooth motion with your feet, and that keeps your upper body steady. Okay. So we're about to leave for this week. Unfortunately, I would love to have you guys check in and let me know where you're watching from. Just let me know what state or country you're watching from. Love having you all here. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Me theme on clarinet to end the video, Taylor says. Is that the one? So the one we did for the video was da 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 da. I have to remember the notes for that. South Carolina, California, Texas, a lot of Texas and California checking in. Virginia. So the me theme, how does it start? I forget what note it starts on. That's it. So, and I know that's like the short one, and there's a longer one that I have to learn. I'll teach it to you sometime. Minnesota, hello, London, and Florida, and Wales. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Toronto, Kentucky, Connecticut. So folks, unfortunately, that is the end of our time together. We go about 30 minutes on our live streams. So watch for me again next week, 5 o'clock here. It's 5 o'clock here on the eastern coast of the United States. So wherever you're watching from, I hope you all had a great time. Thank you for participating in my little quiz show game. Thank you for all of your birthday messages. I'm going to go enjoy a nice dinner on my birthday and get ready for a big week at school. So thanks for watching, everybody. As always, remember to practice those instruments and send me some more requests for some more videos. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.